Good evening to all. So in this particular lecture, I am going to explain you how you can solve the problems that I have given in assignment 2. And the problems are these three. The first problem is related to the cricket match, in which, like we know that in the one-day match, it is of 50 overs. So the problem is that if in the first n overs, if Indian cricket team has scored with a run rate of R, like over here we have the example, like if for the first 20 overs the run rate is 4 and if the target is 300 runs, then what should be the run rate after 20 overs? For the remaining 30 overs, what should be the run rate? So how to write the problem for this? Now to write the problem, this is simply the mathematical problem. Mathematical problem means, first of all, we should know how to get the formula mathematically, and then whatever formula that we are going to obtain, same formula we can write in a programming statement form, right? So means the first step is to know the mathematics of calculating the run rate. So over here, like if I have copied the question over here also. So if n is the number of overs, n is the number of overs already that are already delivered, right? So let me make it a comment and let me get this input from the user. So enter the number of overs delivered, right? So I over here, with the help of input command, I am able to get the input from the user, and then I did a typecasting, because as I told you many times in the previous lectures that the output or the value that this input is going to return, it is going to be the string and we need to convert it into integer. So over here integer is there, right? Now after that I need to ask user to enter the run rate, that what is the current run rate. So r equals to int input enter the current run rate, means at what run rate the cricket team, Indian cricket team, is scoring right now, means for the first n overs what is the run rate, right? So once I get this, then I need to get the target, that what is the target, what should be the final score. So this s means I will take the input, that what is enter the score, final desired score, means finally what should be the score that team is planning to have. Having these things, so now we need to write a mathematical formula. Now how we can get the total number of runs that the team has scored till now. Now run rate is simply that how many runs the team has scored per over, means if n overs are delivered, then the total runs will be r into n. R into n will give us the total runs that are scored till in the first n overs. Okay, so it is the run rate, number of runs scored in first n overs, right? And after that, just a minute. So run scored per over in the first n overs, and since the total number of overs are n, so total runs it will be total runs scored in first n overs is equals to r into n. Let me make it a comment, because it is not a part of, we cannot write this thing inside a program, right? So it is just the instruction for the audience. Now once I get this, now how many more scores team has to, how many more runs team need to score, and that means total runs that team has to score in the remaining overs is equals to, so how many runs team has to score in the remaining overs. We will get this by s minus r into n. Why? Because it is the total run. R into n is the total run that the team has scored till now. S is the score, desired score, right? S is the desired score. So s minus r into n will give the number that is the total runs then that team should score in the remaining overs. Right? Now to get the run rate, that to get to score this much run in the remaining overs, then what should be the average, like what, how many runs team should score per over in the remaining overs. So to get that run rate in the remaining overs is equals to total runs to be scored is this, right? In how many overs are left? Overs left is 50 minus n, because n overs are already delivered and the match is of 50 overs. So this much overs are left. It means this much runs should be scored in this much overs. So the run rate in the remaining 50 minus n overs, it should be total runs to be scored divided by total overs left. So this is going to give us the run rate that with which the team should score in the remaining overs. So let me make it again comments, because it is the instruction for the audience. Now simply, now it means I just have to put this thing in the programming code. So required run rate RR is equals to this. Simply this formula will give me the required run rate that with which the team should score to get the final score as S, right? So let me execute this program now. So first enter the number of overs delivered. So let me check what from this table. So n is 20 in the first question, and first n is 20, r is 4 and s is 300. So let me enter this same value, and the run rate for the remaining over output should be this. So 24 300. So 20 run rate is 4 and projected score is, means the total score to be desired score is 300. Okay, now I also need to print this, print required run rate in the remaining overs and then RR. So 20 number of overs delivered, run rate 4 and desired score 300. So you can see the answer that I am getting is 7.333 and so on. But in the question it is given that we need to display the output up to 2 decimal places. So how we can put this? We can put this by using this command format, and over here we will put within this 0.2f, right? So again if I execute this, so total overs 20, it is 4 and final score 300. So you can see now I am getting 7.333. 3. Let us check this program again for the remaining inputs. So next is 25, 3 and 300, and the output should be 9, right? So 25, 3. So let me execute this program again. Overs done is 25, it is run rate is 3, and desired score is 300. So you can see 9. So in this way we are getting the output, desired output. Third is 30, 6 and 300, and the output will be 6. So again, if I execute this, 30, run rate 6, desired score 300. So I get 6. So you can see, just in this problem, the main task is to get this formula, and this formula we can get just by using the mathematical concept. Means how we can, what is run rate, how we can get the remaining runs that we want to score, and how to get the required run rate. So mainly mathematics is involved, and then with the programming skill, simply you can write this same formula, mathematical formula, in the form of arithmetic expression in Python. Okay, so the next question is this: person A finishes work in n days. The same work can be completed by person B in m days. Display the number of days D in which the same work can be completed if they, means both A and B, work together. Value of n and m should be entered by the user. Display the output up to 2 decimal places. Now if you remember your school days, so there is a formula to get the number of days required. Like if both A and B work together, then the number of days required will be, it is given as 1 divided by D is equals to 1 divided by number of days required by person A plus 1 divided by number of days required by person B to complete the work. So this is the formula, okay, that we got from the mathematics, from our school days mathematics, right? So it means over here we need to find this D. Now in programming, it means that simply we can also write this as D equals to 1 divided by, and this complete expression. Okay, so total number of days required to complete the work, if both A and B are working together, it will be given by this. Okay, so simply with the mathematics, with our school day mathematics, whatever formula we have learned over there, same formula we can put in the arithmetic expression of the Python using the arithmetic operator. So first over here, if I ask the user to enter number of days, input, enter number of days A requires to complete the work, and similarly M, enter the number of days B requires to complete the work. Then D will be calculated, and after that we will display print number of days required by A and B to complete the work together is D. So simple, means this complete problem of getting how many days the work can be completed if both A and B are working together. It require only one line, mainly one line, right? So if I execute this, let me enter 50, that enter the number of days required to complete the work by A, and for B, again let me enter 50. So when I write 50 50, if both requires 50 days, then it means if they are going to work together, then they will require half of 50, right? So let's check our answer. We can see our answer is also 25, right? So it means if I go to the our problem, so over here the first is input is 15 10 and answer should be 6. So let me enter 15 and 10. So if I execute this again, 15 10, and you can see it is 5.999, which is rounded to 6, right? So we are getting the answer. For the next one, 35, n is 35, m is 50, answer expected is 20.59. so 35 50. So if I execute this again, n is 35, m is 50, so we get 20.588, right? Over here again we can write a format command to have only two decimal places, two significant figures after decimal, 0.2f. So if I write what 35, let me check again what was the number. It is 35 and 50. So 35 then 50. I get I did some mistake, I guess. D0. Oh, I put comma, so it is full stop. So if I again run this program, I enter 35 50 and then I get the answer is 20.59, right? Now third I already executed this one, right? So in this way, in this second problem also, the main thing that is required is how we can solve this particular problem mathematically. Once we get this formula, then that same formula can be put in the form of Python statement, right? So over here, the main reason that I give these questions is to give you an idea that programming is just our resource. Like we just have to replicate our knowledge. It may be of mathematics, of physics, of electronics, mechanical, or of any domain. We can reflect our knowledge in the programming form, just so that computer can do the same work which we can do manually, right? So mathematically we can get this number, that how many days A and B will require to complete the work together, right? Mathematically we can do it. So if mathematically it is possible, same formula can be put in the Python statement, right? So now coming to the third one. Now the third one is, if a single taxi can carry a number of passengers, then display the number of taxis that will be required to carry n number of passengers. Also display the distribution of the passenger of the taxis, like for example 40 passengers, like if total passengers is 41, then it should display 40 passengers in 10 taxis and 1 passenger in 1 taxi, right? So how to get this? So first of all, we can ask the user to enter the value of a and n. So a is equals to, again, int input, enter the total number of passengers, right? Now n is a single taxi can carry a number of passengers, okay? So and n is the total number, so it is m. enter the total number, and A will be the capacity, int input, and enter the capacity, sitting capacity of a taxi, right? So I will ask user to enter how many passengers are there and how many passengers a single taxi can carry, right? Now once I get this, now how to get the number of taxis? Now suppose over here again it is just the mathematical problem. Like suppose if n is say 40 and A is 4. Okay, so simply how we get that how many taxis are required? Simply we divide 40 by 4, right? And since it is 10, so we get that 10 taxis are required, right? But what if 42 is there? Then we divide again 42 by 4 and we get 10.5, right? And this extra 0.5, it indicates that we need total of not 10.5 but 11 taxis, because this 0.5 passengers, they will come in the 11th taxi, right? Even if this 0.5 is 0.9, then also this 0.9 passengers, they will come in the 11th taxi, right? So it means just by dividing the total number of passengers with the total capacity of the taxi, of single taxi, we will get the number. But over here we have to print this thing also, and how many taxis. So this number, whatever number that we can get, if we round it to the next integer value, then we can get 11. But over here we do not only need 11, we need 10 taxis distribution also, right? So how to get that distribution? Now to get the distribution, what if I write 42 divided by this double division 10? What output I will get? In Python we know that this is the truncating division. It gives only the integer part, so it is going to return, sorry, it is 4, so it is going to return only the integer part 10. So it means 10 taxis, right? And apart from that, if I write 42% 4, then what I will get? I will get 2. So 2 passengers. And who are these 2 passengers? These 2 passengers will go in the 11th taxi, right? So now it means we can get the distribution. In the 10 taxis, how many passengers will go? This number of the capacity, as per the capacity of the taxi. So in this taxi, 10 number of taxis, 40 passengers will go, whereas in the 11th taxi, 2 passengers will go, right? So with the help of this modulus, with the help of this truncating division, we can get the distribution, right? And over here, to get this 11, simply what we can do? Whatever number that we can get over here, simply we will, if we add +1, because whatever passengers are left, that will be in the 11th taxi. So whatever number that we are going to get over here, means whatever result that we are going to get after the truncating division, that will be the taxis with full in which are full with passengers, and +1 will give us the remaining this number, right? So if I want to put it in the programming code, it can be put as just a minute. if I put like total, or let it be T equals to total passengers divided by capacity, right? And then how many passengers in the remaining, let it be P equals to N modulus A. So T is going to give me the total taxis with full of passengers, and this will give me the about the last taxi which have less number of passengers. Less means that have only P number of passengers, right? Now, and total taxis, it will be T plus 1. Is it so? No, it will not always be T plus 1. Why? Because in this example, if we look at this example, it is T plus 1. But what if it is 40? If it is 40, then 40 truncating 4, truncating division 4 will give 10. And this over here, there is no extra passengers, right? 0 passengers, right? So total taxis, it will be only 10. It will not be plus 1. It means we have to add plus 1 only if there are some extra passengers, right? So it means what I can do over here, I can put a condition that if T into A is not equal to N, means what is T into A? T into A total taxis, means this 10 into the capacity of the taxi. So if it is 42, right? So I get 10. So 10 into 4, 40. So it means in this case, it will not be equal to N. So if this is the case, then the total taxis, TT, total taxi, it will be T plus 1, right? Otherwise, else TT will be equal to T. So if this is true, this means if total taxi into the capacity of the taxi, if this number is equal to the total passengers, total number of passengers that that are going, so if these are equal, then in that case TT, total taxis required, it will be T. Otherwise total taxis required, it will be T plus 1, right? Now after getting this, now we can display the details. So total taxis required, and we can put TT over here, and second statement we can print about the distribution. The total taxis required and how many passengers? 4 passengers in how many TNT taxis and P passengers in one taxi. Okay, so over here, let me delete this. So over here, what is the first I print total taxis required, it will be TT. TT gives us the total number of taxis, and then I display the distribution that 4 passengers in T taxis means this number, right? And P passengers in one taxi, so whatever is over here. So if I now execute this, right, and let me enter 42, total number of passengers and capacity, let it be 4. So you can see total taxis required is 11, 4 passengers in 10 taxis and 2 passengers in 1 taxi. Or instead of that, this number we can put over here 4 into t. So this is going to return 42 and total capacity 4. So 40 passengers in 10 taxis and 2 passengers in 1 taxi. So it means we get a desired output. So over here, if I check this, so the first input that we need to check is A is 4, N is 41. So answer is total, it is 11 taxis required, 40 in 10 taxi and 1 in 1 taxi. So let me enter this, 41 and 4. So if I execute this, 41, it is 4. So you can see total 11, 10 taxi, 40 passengers in 10 taxi and 1 passenger in 1 taxi. And next is 6, 60. Answer should be 10, 60 passengers in 10 taxi and 0 in 1 taxi. So if I again execute this, so 60 passengers, capacity is 6. So total 10 taxis required, 40. Over here it is 4. It means instead of 4, what I need to enter? Capacity. So it should be A. So capacity A into T. So now if I again run this, so it is over here 60 passengers, capacity is 6. So now you can see 60 passengers in 10 taxi and 0 passenger in 1 taxi. So in this way we get the desired output, right? So this is our way. Means over here also the main thing that is required is the programming, is the mathematics. And once we get a mathematics, then we need to know, we need to learn that how we can put that thing in the programming, using the programming tools, using the programming operators, right? So this is the third problem. Now one extra problem that I would like to discuss is about write a program to display if the entered number is a multiple of 3 or 5. So now over here it means, like if we talk about 12, now 12 is divisible by 3, it is not divisible by 5. So it means this 12 comes under this category, that it is a number that is a multiple of 3 or 5, 3 or 5. It is or, it is not and. If it is and, then we would like to have a number that is divided by 3 as well as 5. So to get this number, now in one of the lecture I told you that to get if the number is divisible by 3, by 7, by 2, so how we can get that? Simply we will put this. If I put 12 modulus 3 print A, so what I will get? I will get 0. If it is not divisible, like 13 is not divisible by 3, I will get answer as 1. So it means that if the number is divisible by this number in the denominator, then this modulus will return 0. So now if I want to check if the number is divisible by 3 or 5, so what I have to do? I have to put, like suppose the number is n equals to say 12, I put n over here, and I have to check for this and for this also, if n% 3 is equals to 0. So if n% 3 is equals to 0, it means n is divisible by 3. And also or n% 5 is equal to 0. If I over here, it means if n% 5, if it is equals to 0, then it means n is divisible by 5, then only the remainder is 0. So if either this condition is true or this condition is true, then we will display n is divisible by 3 or 5. right? So let me execute this. So you can see when n is 12, so it is writing divisible by 3 or 5. If I put 13, then nothing is printed. So let me put else statement over here, and in else I will simply copy this and is not. So if I execute this, then it is printing 13 is not divisible by 3 or 5. If I put 15, then 15 is divisible by 3 or 5, right? If I put and means that over here we are checking that n should be divisible by 3 or 5, both 3 and 5, both. Means if it is divisible by 3 as well as 5, then this will be printed, right? Means over here n is divisible by 3 and 5, right? Otherwise we will put n is not divisible by 3 and 5. So if I put this, it is 15 is divisible by 3 and 5. If I put 24, 25 is divisible by 5 but not divisible by 3. So it is mentioned not divisible. If I put like 75, 75 is divisible by both 5 and 3. So it is going to return divisible by, right? So in this way, again, the first thing is the mathematics, our domain knowledge. And then if we know our domain knowledge, then we need to use the programming tools to reflect the same thing in our programs, right? So this is all from my side. So if you have any doubt, you can put it in the comment box. Thank you.